In Portugal, nature is not so exuberant. But our sea, despite being under attack, still possesses unique natural treasures and almost intact ecosystems. In these waters, bathed by the immensity of the North Atlantic, the colors are duller, the waters more somber, and the fish less striking. But it is still a singular and unforgettable experience to dive in these still, murky waters and observe an infinity of marine life. With their rhythms of life, their natural behavior and their forms, which appear at one and the same time strange and yet familiar. And incredible though it may seem, we can still be surprised by certain unexpected encounters. The colors of these gorgonians, although here they are somewhat subdued, lead us to recall the enormous ones in the Indian Ocean. This spiral tube worm looks like an underwater flower as it waves around in the current, but it is actually a worm, of which we see only the tentacles it uses to feed with. It reacts to any disturbance, recoiling at the speed of light. In a cave at Sagres, the feather starfish and the brittle starfish, frightened by the sudden light, appear to execute a touching ballet. On some rocky walls, as yet untouched by pollution or the numerous lines of rod fishermen, the carpet of white anemones makes us think of a garden. The tube anemones can be recognized by their particular tubes and the fact that they cannot change shape like some of their kind. Such as the berried anemone, which apart from the fact it only blossoms at night, can inflict a particularly painful sting. A timid octopus rises up from the sand and flees from the light of the torch with its undulating and tentacular movements in a desperate search for refuge. This spiny spider crab hides in the seaweed or in some rocky fissure. The rarity of spiny lobsters in our country has increased in inverse proportion to the increase in underwater hunters and the unscrupulous chance divers who hunt them mercilessly. hardly seems possible that animals as elegant and beautiful as this seahorse can be decimated to sell to tourists or by dealers to Chinese pharmacies, who use them as a cheap substitute for Viagra. It is difficult to believe that this apparent paradise is unhappily imperiled, brutally threatened by the unchecked and disorganized industrial and human development of the last few decades.